Derby County face Blackpool this weekend in what could only be described as a very, very important game. Derby find themselves in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis, and I've made a video all about it, and I'll talk about that as this video goes on. But shall we take a look at Blackpool as they head to Pride Park Stadium this Friday afternoon? So, as you can see in the league table, Derby County find themselves in second on 78 points, 4 points ahead of Bolton and 5 points behind Portsmouth. Blackpool find themselves in ninth on 60 points, just 3 points away from those playoff places where Oxford United currently occupy 6th place. These two sides have a lot to play for heading into this weekend's game, and it could be a very, very important one for both sides. A loss for Blackpool could see them fall out of that playoff race, whereas a loss for Derby could see them fall to within 1 point of Bolton Wanderers. After looking at the league table, shall we take a look into Blackpool, both teams' recent form, and how this game could be affected by the injuries that Derby face? If you're enjoying all this League One and Derby County content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below or in this top corner to stay tuned for all my latest content. If you want to let me know down below what sort of content you want to see, don't forget to leave that in the comments section down below. So, as I just told you, Derby face Blackpool at Pride Park Stadium this weekend. Now, if you look at the head-to-head, Derby often come out victors in this game. But we know a few months ago, back in August, Blackpool got the better of Derby County at the start of the season in the EFL Cup, and it wasn't a performance that Derby could be proud of. Derby were booed off that day, and another poor result could see it happen again. Now, Derby do find themselves in second, and some may say that the fans are a bit over the top, but sometimes the performance just isn't there. Shall we take a look into both teams' recent form and how the squad of Blackpool could batter Derby? So we look at the recent form, and Derby are coming in off the back of 4 back-to-back wins and then a loss to Northampton Town. Blackpool are coming back into this game after a loss to Wigan, but they have won 2 of their previous 5. Blackpool seem to be slumping their way to the back end of the season. Now, Derby County missed the opportunity to go 7 points clear of Bolton Wanderers and gain the psychological edge in that game at Northampton. They also lost a few players to injuries and suspensions, and that's going to have a big impact on this game and the way they set up. We've spoke about Derby and their injury crisis, but let's talk about Neil Critchley, who is 45 years old and has managed 52 matches at Blackpool. He did have a spell at Queen's Park Rangers in between his 2 spells with Blackpool, but he finds himself back at the club, battling for a playoff race. Some Derby County fans may know the name CJ Hamilton. He is a player who was linked to the club during the summer transfer window and in between the summer and January. A deal never came through, and he is a player who has been on excellent form for Blackpool this season. Now, another player who Derby fans might know and Football Manager fans might know is Karamako Dembele. He has been in some excellent form for Blackpool this season with 16 goal contributions in League One. Jordan Rhodes has 18, scoring 15 goals this campaign. Now, Jordan Rhodes has been a bit hit and miss recently, but he is still one of their better players. CJ Hamilton, a player Derby were interested in, finds himself on 10 goal contributions, and Jake Beasley has 6 goals for the season. There's some key players that Derby need to look out for in Karamako Dembele, Jordan Rhodes. The likes of James Husband and Matthew Pennington are also top performers for this Blackpool side. Are Derby going to be able to do what is necessary to get all 3 points? Shall we get into the problems that Derby face heading into this weekend? Derby County find themselves with a big problem in their defensive line. They've lost the likes of Ryan Niambi till the end of the season. Craig Forsyth is out again with another injury. And just at the weekend, Sonny Bradley had a moment of madness where he received a red card for an alleged headbutt. I haven't seen it, so I don't know for a fact if it was a headbutt, but he was sent off at the weekend, ruling him out for 3 of the final 6 games. This means that Derby County only have 2 fit centre-backs available for selection. It sort of forces Derby into a back 4. Now, I'm not too opposed to the back 4, but when you learn about a potential injury that we have heading into this game, you'll understand why it could be a problem. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang is an injury doubt heading into this game at the weekend, well, on Friday. He came off with a slight hamstring injury at Northampton, but it's unsure whether it was an impact or a strain pull type injury. So we're unsure at the moment whether he is going to be fit and available on Friday. But hopefully Paul Warren will let us know in his press conference, which will probably be this afternoon or tomorrow as this video is posted. I'm recording it on Monday morning. The Guatemalan international has been in inspired form this season. He's had a bunch of goal contributions and he's been very, very dangerous. But maybe it's time now for another player to step up. Shall we get into a team prediction for this Derby County game? I made a video just yesterday talking about Derby's injury crisis, and this is one of the teams which I put together in that video. If you want to check it out, it should be the last one posted on this channel, so go and check that out. Now, Joe Wildsmith going in there. Obviously, there's not really much option with Josh Vickers being injured, so that speaks for itself. Kane Wilson and Joe Ward, they can flip and change at right back. Do I think it'll be Wilson? In my personal opinion, yes. I think he offers a bit more defensive stability for the team than Joe Ward does. And I think it would be really good to see Joe Ward a bit further forward, maybe score his first goal in black and white. Obviously, I've just spoke about Sonny Bradley's suspension, and that leaves Derby in a bit of a muddle in that back four, as they only have 2 centre-backs available for selection, unless they go and cherry pick from the under-21s. But I can't see Paul Warren chucking in a Ben Radcliffe, Jake, well, obviously not Jake Rooney, another player who is injured. I can't see him chucking in a Darren Robinson, a Ben Radcliffe into this back four in such an important set of fixtures. It's a very, very dangerous game when you chuck a young player in, especially in the back four. Lewis Sibley will, in my opinion, continue his role on the left-hand side. Obviously, there is the option of Callum Elder, but I think Sibley's done all right recently, and I think he should keep his position. You let me know your thoughts down in the comments. This is obviously just my opinion. The midfield three of Smith, Adams and Thompson. I think having Smith sitting as the deepest of the three to dictate the play gives Adams and Thompson a bit more freedom to run and rat about and get the ball to those forward players in Blackett, Taylor, Waghorn and Ward. I've gone with Joe Ward further forward than Kane Wilson. I just think Wilson's a bit more defensively solid. I think Joe Ward has excellent delivery on him, and I think he could be a real danger further forward on the pitch rather than collecting the ball on the halfway line and putting in so many deep crosses. It'd be better for him to get right to the byline and see what he can do. I'm a bit unsure between Waghorn and Washington personally. I think that is a toss of a coin. I think Waghorn offers a lot, and I think if we're going to be putting crosses in the box, I think he's the better option. But for me, I've gone with Waghorn. I'm not quite sure if Washington's fit enough yet, and obviously I think James Collins may be on the bench, which could be helpful later on in the game. I have gone with Corey Blackett-Taylor on the left-hand side. You can see the lack of options. No Tom Barkhuizen, no Mendes Lang, no John Jules. We're really lacking in those forward areas, and I think now it's time for Corey Blackett-Taylor to step up. He came here with the objective of helping the club get promoted, and now it's time to show what he is truly capable of. But are Derby going to go with this 4-3-3, or are they going to go to a 3-5-2? Not quite sure how a 3 would work. Obviously, there's options for 4-4-2 as well, and even a 4-2-3-1. I spoke all about the potential options in my video yesterday, so go and check that one out and let me know your thoughts about this team prediction. Obviously, no one could have accounted for the injury crisis which Derby County find themselves in now. We have, I believe it's 11 players out on the sidelines, and probably a few more if you include the likes of Elliot Embleton, who should have been here at this point of the season, but obviously an injury ruled him out for essentially the whole campaign. Let me know your thoughts on what Paul Warren's going to do heading into this game. Do you think Derby are going to be able to pick up all 3 points? I think this game becomes must win. I think we need 4 points out of the next 2 games, but you let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll try and reply to every single one. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.